Today, live on the Marilyn Dennis Show. It's day 3 of our Diets on Trial series, and we're taking on the Eat Right for Your Blood Type and the Wheat Belly Diet. Find out if they really help you slim down when we reveal the verdict. Then, the most important step you can take for heart health. The foods you should be eating now to decrease the risk of heart disease. And have a lot of summer weddings coming up. Insider tips on why you should buy that perfect party dress now. Plus, J-Lo and Madonna are doing it. Are you? Relationship therapist Ashley Howe has expert advice on age differences in relationships. And now here she is, Marilyn Dennis.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Good to see you. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Have a seat. Have a seat. How is everybody doing today? Okay, I woke up this morning thinking it was Thursday. I was very disappointed, found out it was Wednesday, and I went, wait a minute, it's good. We've got an excellent show today. All week long, we're putting popular diets on trial. Today, we take a closer look at the Eat Right for Your Blood Type diet, as well as the Wheat Belly book. Have you heard about these books? Okay, so we're going to do that. Joining us once again with insight into the pros and cons of these diets is weight loss specialist Dr. Melissa Hershberg. Here she comes. She is in the lab coat. You're the picture of fitness. Okay, let's talk about the, welcome back, by the way, about this Eat Right for Your Blood Type diet. Let's talk about that.
All right, so what this diet states is that it's our blood type, so the antigen attached to our red blood cells, so A, B, O, that determines what we should eat and how we should exercise.
Now, I don't even know what my blood type is.
Yeah, and this is the thing, most people don't.
Do you? Do you? Okay, good. Some of you are I'm like, I'm not really sure. Okay,
right.
so
the
here
majority, the most of us are type O. That's the most common blood type. The next most common is A. So most people are O and A, so it's not surprising that the book focuses a lot on those blood types. So basically, if you're a type O, that's the one that's been around the longest. It's basically stating this is how paleo ancestors ate. It's all about meats. You don't do well on grains, and you need to do intense physical exercise like the hunters.
This is for what? Which
this is for type O.
For type O. Now, is there any science behind any of this?
Not really.
Not really.
No, I mean, I don't think the science is sound. It's basically saying that the gene that codes for your blood type is attached and linked to other genes that determine, you know, personality type and digestive processes and immune system. And there's a little bit of science there, but I don't think it stands up to the test.
Okay, because I was wondering, you know, first of all, you have to know what your blood type is.
Yes.
And if it assists to anything that bothers you, then that would be great. But what is the science behind it? So let's go through some of these right now.
Sure.
Let's go. So O is the most?
So type O, most common. And this is the one that's been around the longest. And basically, this is the meat eater's diet. So you should be on protein, and you don't do well on grains, gluten, or legumes. So this is a diet where you're going to be eating.
If you see paper falling down from the ceiling, it's because we had a confetti party yesterday.
Oh.
And it was for Valentine's Day.
Very exciting.
So don't be alarmed. It's just, we thought we did a great job cleaning up, but obviously not. Kwame, not so good with the vacuuming, okay? Okay, let's hear it for Kwame. Not so good with the vacuuming. Okay, keep going there, Melissa.
All right, so that's type O. The next one is type A. So now you can think of A as standing for agriculture.
Okay.
So A is all about vegetarianism. So now type A is opposite to O, and you don't do well on you don't do well on meat, so you should be eating mostly grains, whole grains, beans, legumes, fruits, vegetables. Interestingly, they say that type A's can't tolerate tomatoes, so no tomatoes for type A's.
Oh, I hope I'm not a type A. I love tomatoes.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Oh, love them.
So, and with type A's, they tend to have more cortisol, and they tend to get stressed, so calming exercises, things like yoga, Tai Chi. Now,
Can we talk about the cortisol for a minute for those that don't know what it is? What does that mean to people?
So cortisol is your stress hormone. So this is the hormone that increases blood sugar. This is the fight or flight. When we're stressed out, we give lots of cortisol, and it's linked to stress. And oftentimes, you know, when we're stressed out and our cortisol's high, we tend to put on weight, and mostly around the abdominal region, which I think leads to another good point, that I would say that our genetics and our blood type doesn't determine so much what we should eat, but our genetics do determine how we tend to gain weight. And I think better than focusing on our blood type, focus on how you gain weight, whether you gain it on your hips and your stomach and where you want to lose it, and just opt for healthy eating and ways to reduce your overall intake.
Okay, the other blood types too. There are some more to talk about too.
Okay.
Can we put that graphic up on the screen for one more second so I can take a look at it? So B should focus on exercise, but really across the board.
We all should focus on exercise.
Right?
And I mean, and this is the key.
Yes, yeah.
Right. So B is, you can think of it as balance. So B blood type is more common in Asia. So this can handle both. It can handle proteins and meats, but it can also handle vegetarian diets. But I think in the book they say they don't dwell on corn.
Okay.
Yeah, so not much with corn. And then AB is the most recent blood type, and again, it's a balance.
Yeah.
And
it becomes more and more general.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because you know what, he doesn't focus so much on those because they're not as common.
That's
so we
right.
care about, individualizing the diet to us, and so O and A are the ones that are going to be most relevant to most people.
Okay, we're going to move down here because there's a book called the Anti-Wheat and it's called the Wheat Belly book, and oh wait, I forgot to do that. Thank you. The control room just said, what's the weight loss rating on this book? On this
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5?
Yeah.
3 out of 5? Okay. All right, now we're going to move on. 3 out of 5. All right. Sorry
All
about
right,
that.
come on over.
Okay, we're going to do this, what is this, Wheat Belly book?
So this is Wheat Belly.
Now, I understand that when you go to the bookstores, it's everywhere,
Yeah, this is
book.
so relevant.
Yeah.
This is so current. Everywhere you turn, you're seeing gluten-free, the big focus on wheat. Wheat is bad for our weight. Wheat is bad for our health. So this book is everywhere right now.
Okay. And what's the theory behind it?
So the theory behind it is that wheat is the culprit responsible for our weight gain, for why we're having difficulty tolerating certain foods. And what he's saying is that the wheat of today is very different than the wheat of yesterday.
I have heard that so
Yes.
much. Well, it's the way they process it now,
Yeah,
correct?
and there is definitely some
Yeah.
truth. I mean,
Yeah.
with the crossbreeding and the hybridization, the wheat plants and the wheat crops are shorter and stockier, and so he's saying that a lot more people are less tolerant to it. And that's why, whereas, our ancestors could handle wheat, we may not be able to.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with it? Well, things have changed quite a bit.
Things have changed.
Is it as
but-
pure? And
Yeah, things have changed. We as humans have also changed and evolved, So I don't think that it's the case for most people. I think, the statistics are that 0.5 to 1% of people are truly celiac, meaning they can't tolerate gluten and they should avoid it. 6% of people are gluten intolerant. For the other 94% of us, though, yeah, it shouldn't bother you if you eat it in the correct portion.
Okay, so we're going to walk through a couple of
Sure.
things with you right now, because I think you have to have a balance, and you've been stressing that the whole week.
Yeah,
so is there a healthy way to incorporate it in your day-to-day, routine?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
one thing I liked about the Wheat Belly is it gave some really good recipes at the end that got us learning to use foods, not relying so heavily on wheat. So let's go through some of those, and I'll show you how you can bring the wheat back.
Good. Go for it.
Okay, so breakfast. This is a really neat breakfast. It's a coconut oatmeal with berries. And what they use for the base is one of my favorite products that I recommend all the time in my practice, this Almond Breeze almond milk. I love it. It's unsweetened. 1 cup has only 40 calories, so that's half the calories of milk.
I've seen that, haven't picked it up.
I
We
love
should
it.
do that, yeah?
Yeah, and I'm not a huge fan of, soy milk and all, in general.
I'm not either. That's why I probably have not gone to that.
But this isn't soy milk. It's almond milk.
Okay.
It's wonderful. And the nice thing about it, too, is for people that can't have dairy, it has quite a bit of calcium. So that's great. And this, too, is ground flax. So people think about flax, it's so confusing, you have to grind it yourself. No, you don't. They sell it already ground. It has the omega-3s, it has the fiber, so
Sprinkle that on.
sprinkle it on.
Beautiful.
All right. Next, we have lunch, and we see a lot of beautiful greens and orange in color, and that means it's rich in antioxidants, rich in phytochemicals. So this is a tuna and avocado salad. Lots of monosaturated fat punch with the avocados and protein with the tuna.
Okay, let's talk about tuna for just a moment, just because I'm curious. Oil or water? Packed in oil?
Packed in water.
Always, right.
Packed in oil. I mean, you don't need the extra calories. I think it's better to have it packed in water, and if you're going to have oil, have a little bit of oil with your dinner or the flax oil for breakfast.
Good idea. The oil that it's packed in.
Exactly.
Right.
Okay, dinner. I love seeing this plate here because...
I see noodles.
Yes, and these are one of my favorite
Yay.
products. So these are one of the latest and greatest things, and a lot more grocery, even compared to 1 year ago when I started talking about them. A lot of grocery stores are carrying these now.
What are they?
So shirataki noodles. This brand's by House Foods. They're noodles. They look like noodles. They have spaghetti, angel hair, fettuccine, but they're made from tofu and the fiber in yams, glucomannan.
Look at that. You learned
Yes.
something today. I saw the
And-
girlfriends looking at each other going,
Yeah.
there you go.
And the way to eat them, all you do is you take this bag, you cut it open, dump it in a strainer, and then rinse it with hot water to get, whatever flavors on there off. pat it with paper towel, and then you're ready to go.
Oh, good. And you feel full. See, this is the
thing. It
thing.
fills you up.
These things, you have to feel full, Melissa. If you don't feel full, then by the end of the day, you want to go snack on something that's, you know, your kids, you know, Halloween candy. Yeah, there's still some left over. You know. Okay, let's quickly go through this too, what you wanted to mention before we have to find out what you have to say about this.
Sure. So this is ways, you know, without wheat. But if you want to bring in wheat and you want to feel good eating it, don't overdo your portions. So I wanted to show you what one portion of certain of my favorite wheat foods look like. Okay, so over there you see the cereal. So that's Kamut Puffs, and I love them because they're puffed full of air. So a full cup has only 50 calories. That's about a third of your other cereals. So I say, you know, use it to fill up the majority of your bowl, and then sprinkle your favorite cereal, whatever is on top, and you get the best of both worlds.
So you're filling it up, and then you put a little bit,
and then your own thing. Same with the pasta. This is what half a cup of pasta looks like. I mean, that's not a lot.
No.
It's the size of our, it's not a lot. So what I do when I'm having pasta is I have half a cup or a cup of my pasta, and then I bulk up the portion size with the shirataki noodles.
Okay.
So I get the taste of the pasta, but the fullness from the noodles, and it's a nice compromise. We also have some Revita crackers, half a bagel.
Why do you love these so much?
I love them because they're high in fiber. They fill you up. You get a good crunch. They've got a good surface area for spreading things on them.
See, she's saying crunch, fill you up, and visually they look so
like
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
We have a slice of bread, a half a bagel, and here, the old angel food cake. I mean, it's a nice dessert. It's low in calories. You know, one slice has about 100 calories, and if we think about a portion of wheat, we're usually talking about 100 calories worth.
Okay, before we say goodbye to you, what about this?
So pizza.
Okay,
so
look at the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, I love pizza. I was smelling that throughout the whole building today. It smelled so good. Go ahead, tell me about this.
A big thing with pizza, and this is what I want to stress, is so many people, these are the people that aren't gluten sensitive, think, oh, if I'm having gluten-free pizza crust or spelt pizza crust, I can have the whole pizza. No, you're much better off having one slice of pizza. I don't care if the crust is whole wheat, spelt, you know, one slice, that's about 300, 400 calories, and then have a big salad. So you can have your pizza and eat it too.
And this slice is pretty big to me, but how big is this what you're talking about? This big?
Yeah, about,
so is this the size?
Take that one off. No, this size.
That size.
Yeah. So if you're going to order pizza, don't sabotage yourself and order a big box and then say, oh, I'm just going to have a piece. Go out to one of the places, you know, that you can just buy it by the slice. Buy a slice of pizza, have a salad, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And budget for it.
Enjoy it. Really good stuff. And I love the fact that this is the right portion of having pasta.
Yes.
I fill mine up with a whole bunch of spinach. That's what I do.
Brilliant.
Do that because I just want a little bit of pasta. So there you go. Okay, let's talk about the Wheat Belly book. Your rating on it. What do you think?
Overall, I think that, again, 3 out of 5. Why? Because if you're truly gluten sensitive, if you don't feel good with it, then this is a great book, good recipes, good information. But if you're not, if you're like the majority of the population that isn't sensitive to gluten, that just thinks you're going to go all of a sudden cut out gluten and lose weight, you're not going to, I'm sorry to say. So 3 out of 5.
Okay, and so the verdict on the gluten-free push?
Reject.
Reject! Okay. It's right there. Okay. Okay, there you go. Thanks, Melissa. Great information today. And the thing is, you got to have taste, you have fullness, you know, and that's what the keys are to keep you on the right track. Okay, we have to take a break. We'll be right back. Well done. Well done. This is great.
Yeah, these are great.
Where did we get these at Loblaws?